Hey guys, this is Miss Brazel. I'm going to go over our study guide for the magnets test. In my class, the test is going to be on March 11th, so just check with your teacher for when your test is. We're going to go over the study guide and go over the answers, but you can be studying your study guide. You can go over if you have a science notebook in your class, you can study that. If you made a Manny the Magnet, that has some great tips in it for you to study. And then, of course, you can study your science book, pages 240 to 249. So there are all kinds of different ways for you to study for this test. So, and you can also listen to this podcast. So here we go. This word bank is going to be used to fill in the next 5 questions. They have little green squiggly lines here because they want us to capitalize these words. So please don't worry about that. I don't think it printed out on your copy. So first of all, we're going to start and we're going to read number 1. It says, a blank is a solid material that attracts iron and other things that have iron in them. The answer is magnet. Okay, so a magnet is. The push or pull of a magnet is its, you should answer it before me, magnetic force. It cannot be seen, and we played with the magnets and watched them pull together or pull objects to them, and we talked about the magnetic force. Some of you brought up Star Wars, the Force, and just talked about that, the force field. So the magnetic force is what the push or pull, and this is something that cannot be seen. The end of a magnet the ends are called the poles. If the poles that are different are put together, like north to south or south to north, they blank or stick together. Attract. They attract. If the poles are alike, like north to north or south to south, are put together, they repel. And we talked with opposites attract. We use that for our north to south or south to north. So opposites attract, and then we talked about when the like ones repel. And some of you even put them on your pencils and watched them push away from each other. So we talk about repel as push away. All right, think about how magnets are used every day. Lists 4 uses for magnets in the box, and we pulled up all kinds of pictures. Some of us did, and we talked about them. We saw some videos that had different ways that magnets are used. So ways that magnets are used. You can list as many here, but you definitely need to list like 4 things. So we talked about cabinet doors, and I'm not going to type all these out, but you can put as many things as you want to here. Cabinet doors we talked about. Monorails, like the ones you ride on at Disney World, but there are some like in other countries, Germany, France, Japan, things like that. Monorails are used like a train that float on the track, and they're held on by the magnet roller coasters. That was pretty cool. Magnets on large trucks that are big cranes that pick up objects, heavy objects. Refrigerator doors are shut by magnets and they close. And of course we hang stuff with magnets all the time on boards and on refrigerators and that kind of thing. A compass is used. A magnet is used, and like the earth is like a large magnet. So those and toys, we talked about toys and drills, tools that have magnets. So there are lots of ways that magnets are used. Those are just a few. Okay, here we're going to color the strongest part of the magnet. Let's see if I can get this to work. So right here you should color, and on this end. These are the poles. What are the strongest parts of the magnets? We've talked about the north and south pole, and usually even if it's not, it says north and south, it's usually the ends of the magnet. And here, of course, we're going to color over the top of the north and the south. So there we go. Then we're going to move on down. Oops, let me reset that. Oh, I'm going to be interrupted again. Okay, what are 5 items that could be attracted by a magnet? So anything that has our nicks that we've talked about in class, and that you've listed down. That would be nickel, iron, cobalt, and steel. Any items you could list here that are in those that have those metals in them. Things that we experimented in class, we had bags of items. You also took magnets around and maybe touched things, and you could do that at your house as well. Just don't touch electronic things. But our scissors were magnetic. Pins, little straight pins, paper clips, little nuts and bolts, little screws, and the bell on my desk was magnetic. The legs on your desk. The whiteboard was magnetic. So you may have found other things too that were magnetic. Those are just a few examples. So just as long as you have 5 items there listed down, you're in good shape. Okay? And those are your choice of 5 items, but those are just a few that Miss Brazel thought of. And of course, 5 items that could not be attracted by a magnet. Anything that's made of wood, like a pencil, rubber bands, anything made of rubber, plastic, like the plastic buckets that we have sitting around the classroom, glass, a glass jar or a vase, paper, all the paper we have around here, anything like a cork or made of cork, like a board or a wine cork or something like that is not going to be magnetic. And then, of course, like a book or something would not be magnetic. So just different items that would not be attracted by a magnet. Just remember to keep reading over this review sheet, listen to the podcast, review your notes, and your Manny the Magnet, he'll help you too with all the notes in him. And study hard and good luck on the test.